Start. Lady.
All right. I think we're live now. Okay. Welcome, sake lovers to Sake Guardians second episode. And I am so excited tonight because we have a special brewery guest, and he is actually very, close to my heart, and actually was an icon in my sake career. I am so enthusiastic to actually, welcome him to the sake community and share him with you. Master Hiroshi is going to be chatting with us. He's in Tochigi. So how this is going to play out today, Kari-san will be translating anything that Master Hiroshi has to say. So if you have any chats or any questions in the live show, please comment or tell us in the chat below. We can answer them in there. But if you're not watching this right now, please watch the replay. We will also still answer the questions after the show has finished as well. But I'm quite excited. I mean, me and Kari and Master Hiroshi have been anxious to come online tonight. It has been such a turmoil to actually just come in just to say hello to you, and I can't wait to share him with you. Master Hiroshi, could you please say hello and tell them where you're from and how long you've been brewing sake and a bit about your family sake brewery. お願いします。
はい。簡単な自己紹介とお願いします。はい。
はい。はい、皆さん、こんにちは。見てらっしゃる皆さん、オーストラリアの人も見ててくれてるかな。すごくね、久しぶりになっちゃってるんですけど、井上博です。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
はい。It's been a long time. Hello, everyone, including, people from Australia. So, 乾杯。
もうね、今日はかおりさんがいてくれるからすごくやりやすいです。
Yeah, because of me, we can talk so much, about his sake.
We definitely can. And I would like to say hello to anybody who's watching. Thank you, Tanya, for watching. We've got some, viewers on last night. If you're coming on live, sake lovers, please say hello to us. And Master Hiroshi can say hello back. It'll be, very, nice for him to say hello to you and see who is actually watching here. Before we actually start for more questions, let's do a kanpai because I know Kari, she's just received new sake.
Yeah.
She was really, really happy.
チャンピオン酒を飲める。よろしくお願いします。
はい。
And okay.
準備ができてる？
乾杯。
じゃあね、もう乾杯。
乾杯。
見ててくれる皆さんもね、乾杯してくださいね。
すごい美味しいですね。
ありがとうございます。
すごい。なんか、本当は飲んじゃいけないんだけど、なんかまた一口飲みたくなる、I shouldn't, drink too much, but,
うちのお酒の、コンセプトっていうのは、
just to relax you, Kari-san.
全部栃木の地元のお米で作るっていうことと、後味の軽さを出してもう一杯飲みたくなるとか、もう一口お料理食べたくなるって、そういうお酒を作るっていうのがうちの狙いなんですね。
Yeah, his purpose of, his concept of making sake is, everything, all the ingredient from Tochigi, and also, so after you finish one sip, you cannot, stop. That is in his concept.
Isn't it? And I can't stop. I can't stop. You can tell Hiroshi.
Yeah, totally agree.
We can't stop.
Yeah, that's so interesting, 美味しい。
So I will. Yeah.
すごいですね。
Yes.
16.5% アルコールあるんで気をつけて。
Oh, the sake has more than 16%. So, but you feel so lightly, but the alcohol content is, more than 60.5%. So gotta be careful.
16.5% is, of course, high, as we know, like more than wine, but it's not high in body. So you're not feeling high here. It's nothing high here. It's just more flavor is coming out, more sake flavor, and it's just much more smoother. So the alcohol concept with sake, it's different to the other alcohol beverage concept. So just want to mention to the viewers who are watching about the alcohol content, it's nothing to do, something to be scared about. We are brewing a rice brew, which is fermented by rice with a bit more higher alcohol, but it's actually nothing to do to harm your body. Just want to make sure and keep that clear. So because people mistake the idea of what alcohol is and they feel like it's too high, then they don't want to try sake because of the high alcohol content. But you don't taste the alcohol. It don't feel like it's heavy and powerful like a spirit. So just want to mention that to the viewers. I've got a question for Master Hiroshi, and I know this answer, but it's be nice to get that refreshing story from him. Sawahime, what does it mean in Japanese? Why did Master Hiroshi call it Sawahime?
ね、
サワっ
沢姫
ていうのが、
何ですか？
なんて言うんだろう、水とか川とか小川とか、そういう、水の流れるところなんですよね。で、姫って
Sawa means like a, water stream, like a river and, the shallow, forest.
で、綺麗なキラキラしてるような川っていう。
Something like a sparkling water. Yeah.
So sparkling water is, I remember
Sparkling, some kind of library,
lively,
some
yes,
shiny water.
姫っていうのはお姫様っていうプリンセスだよね。
Princess. That's what I remember. Because when I first get introduced to Master Hiroshi's sake brand, I was curious, what does Sawahime mean? And he said princess. So I was thinking, oh, like a princess. So very royalty, and, very take care and very, delicate and, a lot of attention of detail. So I was bringing that sort of like understanding why Master Hiroshi call his brand, Sawahime princess. He treat it like a princess. He take care of it. It's royal, like sort of like that sort of like understanding of the brand. So that's what I remember when I was introduced to Sawahime brand.
日本のお姫様っていうのは一人じゃないからね。日本は神様もそうだけど、いっぱいいろんなね、お姫様がいるからね。で、うちの中でもすごく、今サンドラさん言ってくれたみたいに、すごく、そうだね、おしとやかなお姫様もいれば、派手なお姫様もいれば、すごくパワフルなお姫様もいるし、本当にいろんなお姫様、僕たちの娘みたいな感覚なのかな。
So here in Japan, the quite interesting thing is we have so many princesses, tender or sometimes, the powerful, wild princess. Yeah, it's like a daughter, my daughter. We have all different types of, nature princess.
Oh, it's a
みんな
beautiful.
個性的で可愛い子ばっかです。
Yeah, all the princess we have in Japan is
Yes.
all cute and precious.
Isn't it
And
beautiful?
yeah, that's interesting, right?
Isn't it interesting? From a foreign perspective, trying to translate a sake brewer's brand to something beautiful, it makes us connected to the brand. So hence, I can't forget Master Hiroshi Sawahime brand because of that princess story or princess symbolic, right? And like all sake brands, they have something like a symbolism as well. So that was, why it was always special to me to know that Sawahime means princess. And I feel like I can how to say, feel his work, his dedication, his life, his hard work and what he did to the sake to bring that out. So hence it was really interesting. I'm getting a few participants coming onto the Zoom room. Thank you very much for saying and coming in. Please introduce yourself in the comments there. Thank you, Paul, for coming in, and thank you, Jared, for coming in. Lovely to meet you. If you have any questions for Master Hiroshi, please put it on the comment chat. That would be much appreciated. Very welcome to the show as well. Good. And so, what else can we say? So, let me share some stories. Yeah. So, I've got all of Master Hiroshi's brand here. I mean, there's no
Oh.
Tabor.
わあ、す
Hi,
ごい。
Jared.
Oh.
Did you want to say
Oh, hello,
anything
Cody.
Do you want to say anything
Hello.
to Jared? Did you want to say anything to Master Hiroshi, Jared-san?
Oh, yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Oh, very good Japanese. Japanese is very good.
うん
よろしくお願
Thank
いし
you
ま
for
す。
joining us.
Yes, yes. Konbanwa, komatsu
Konbanwa.
shacho.
Lovely to meet you, Jared. Have you tried Sawahime range before?
No, I haven't. I haven't tried this one.
So where are you residing in? May you share that in
Yeah,
the show?
I'm in Himeji. But actually, I've been working with Cody-san
う
before.
ん
Komatsu shacho.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm more in marketing, but I do have a personal interest in sake. But yeah, I help Taishi with their IT
うん
and web design. Yeah.
そうなんです。ちょっとね、ホームページとか、マーケティングをジェラルドさんに一時期ちょっと、専門家としてお願いしてたことがあるんです。まあ、スタッフさんというか、まあ、ちょっと、まあ、外部のね、専門家っていう感じで、いろいろお仕事を助けていただいてました。
So Jared, so Jared, have you tasted a lot of sakes, or what have you got access in Himeji?
Well, of course, Himeji is, or Hyogo is kind of like, is one of the heartlands of sake.
Yamada Nishiki, right?
Yamada Nishiki is from the Hyogo area. And there's a lot of good sake breweries in the Hyogo area, from your, Ozeki 1 cup to your Daiginjo of like something like Nadagiku or Tatsuriki or Sobosaka.
Do you know Nadagiku?
Yes.
Yeah, Nadagiku, the master brewer is
Misa
Kawaishi.
Misa Kawaishi, yes.
Yes, Misa は僕の後輩で僕のところで修行してた頃。
すごい。なるほ
Oh.
ど. Okay, well, there's a
Yeah.
connection. Yeah. We're thinking of trying to make some tours using Nadagiku Brewery because yeah.
Tours are
Very
so
interesting.
fascinating, isn't it? I mean, that's a great way to get more people to enjoy the brewer's life as well. And it's getting more popular now because of COVID. And, this, even though you haven't tried, Master Hiroshi's sake, but you're very close anyways. You know what I mean? You can so easily connect through another prefecture brewery tours as well. Just even in Japan. I'm not talking about Australia going over to Japan. I'm talking about real in Japan. There's so much, possibility even in the own prefecture itself to go explore other prefectures. And it's really interesting for my Japanese friends as well. Like, I believe that if you're in Japan, you visit everywhere, but it's actually not the case. You haven't been to Tochigi or Notsumina before, even though you're in Himeji. So interesting fact, isn't that?
Yeah. Well, it's a big country. It's like, I mean, Shinkansen does make, distances much shorter in terms of time, but still, it is.
もう姫路とか兵庫っていうのは本当に酒有名なところよね。やっぱりさっきも言ってたけど、山田錦っていう素晴らしいお米がある場所で。あのお米は本当すごいお米なんだけど。
Yeah, the Yamada Nishiki, production area you come from, and then that's amazing rice.
That's the birth of a Yamada Nishiki.
Yes. Yeah, sort of North Hyogo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jared, for sharing that. Okay, so I
でもすっごいですね、これね。
That's the only one I don't have. So I was like saying, Jared, saying, Jared, that I actually am in Australia.
すごいですよ、この味は。
And
Yeah,
have-
we're connected on LinkedIn.
Yes,
Sandra.
yes. I mean, this is my first
Yeah,
time actually meeting you, but you kind of look
Yeah,
different
yeah.
from LinkedIn, just so you know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh, and just for you, I'm wearing my even though I'm a Kiwi, I'm wearing
Qantas.
my kangaroo for you.
Kangaroo, nice. Thank you very much. Go Australia. So I want to share, I was just going to mention to you, Gerard, as well, what we just mentioned before you popped on. I actually have all of Master Hiroshi's range in Australia,
Wow.
except for that blue one that Kari has. I think Master Hiroshi wanted to just, keep it for me for special and send it to me later, maybe, I don't know. So that's another thing. So I've got a lot of stories with each and every one, which I'm going to share with Master Hiroshi and Kari-san because they don't know this story. So my first sake that was introduced to me by Master Hiroshi was this one. I remember I just started my, sake, how to say,
Journey,
pretty much, journey.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was happening, but my parents had sake in the shop already for about already 10 years. So I don't know anything about sake at that time.
So you're like second generation sake shop. Wow.
Yes, my father is the first generation. I'm the second generation. So I come in with totally no idea what to do. But my parents just brought it in for Japanese locals in Australia because it was easy. Don't need to understand it. If Japanese knows what to buy sake, if that makes sense. So when I came aboard, I was looking at something to change the business. And I found that sake was the only thing in Australia, like in Perth locally, that nobody had. Like you couldn't find it anywhere. Restaurants have no sake list. Restaurants didn't know about sake. Liquor stores were not available. Grocery stores can't do liquor with, selling as well. So we were the only shop that had this, but not this size. This size was the retractable issue bin, right? So
That's kind of
my-
big.
Yes, scary, right? But
this
is what made us different, right? In that time, nowhere in Perth had issue bin, and my parents had so many issue bin, right? So then I'm thinking, how come we don't do something about this? So I started to dig. I started to learn about sake. I started to play with the idea of what sake is, try to get that translated with my friends translating Japanese to English to change it to some idea of how to tell customers about it in a very simple, terms. If I didn't know what I was doing, right? But then I was gifted with Master Hiroshi. The sake, the suppliers brought him to visit my shop, and he showed me this green bottle. And I was so excited. Okay, I was so excited because I was thinking, finally, somebody who can tell me some questions and answers about sake, because I was asking the suppliers, the people, about questions about sake that I don't understand, but they can't help me. They don't have sake answers. They couldn't answer because they're not sake educated. Sake sources for education was not very strong that time. So there was no way to get information. Google had nothing as well. Okay. So I only had 2 contacts that could actually find some information in English. Okay. Not Japanese, in English. And I followed them, vigorously just to get some, information. So when Master Hiroshi came to Perth, came into my father's office and introduced himself, and he showed me this green bottle. I was so excited. And it's the first time I tried sake. I didn't know what to experience. Okay. Kari, does Master Hiroshi understand? If not, Kari can translate for him because I've got some information. Onegashi, can you understand, Master Hiroshi? So I'm not going to continue the story.
ね、井上社長に会うまで、ね、聞くところがなかったので、もうお会いできたときすごい嬉しかったみたいなんですけどね。それまですごい頑張っていろいろ勉強されてたんですけど、なかなか答えが見つからなかったサンドラさんですけど。
サンドラさん、興味ってすごかったよね。やっぱり販売してくれてるお店でこんなに嬉しいことはなくて、本当にパースですごく 僕にとっては素晴らしいサポーターを得たなって、その時思ったと思います。ただ、すごい勢いでね、チャットとかの質問とかブワーってくるんだけどね、
ああ、そう
なかなか
なんですね。
言葉の問題があってね、なかなか返事返せないしてご迷惑かけちゃったりするんだけど。
He was so impressed with your, keen interest, extreme interest about the sake. And he apologized that sometimes he can answer right away your, so many questions on chat.
Yes. I think I was
But-
probably very enthusiastic at that time. I was like this little girl saying, okay, I've got this finally, this sensei can tell me all the answers. And I feel like I had so many questions to ask him because it was just been so long to get these answers. Because the reason why I was asking these questions, because I had to promote this to my customers and I wanted to make this product to a customer, they can love it. So I was finding out these answers to show customers how to love the sake, right? Because I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what is special about it. So Master Hiroshi or sake brewer can only answer this question. So this is my first taste with sake. And to tell the truth, it was a bit interesting when I first tasted it. But what was interesting also was what was happening to my body at that time, because I didn't know what sake was. I didn't know what the taste was like. I didn't know, how it would make me feel. But I remember after tasting it, I was so hot for 3 nights. And I didn't know why. It was winter time and it was like 4 degrees and everybody was wearing jumpers and I was wearing a thin cotton t-shirt and I was still so hot I couldn't sleep. So I think back, what did I do? I wasn't exercising. I didn't have a hot shower. I was literally smolching. It was so hot. Then I think about it. I drank the sake. I felt the sake had made, because I had bad blood circulation. So I always love hot showers. So after drinking Master Hiroshi sake, I was hot for 3 nights, not cold at all. So that was my first connection with a beautiful thing about sake that has never happened before, that it actually made me warm inside.
Wow.
So that's one story with
Literally.
Literally.
ねえ、すごいですよね。お酒飲んだだけで。ね、サンドラさん冷え性だったんだけど、3日間も。3日間も体が温かくなったって言ってますね。
いつも寒がりが暑がりになった。あ、それが酒の情熱ね。
The passion of the sake. Yeah,
passion for
passion
sake.
of the sake.
So there's a little bit of a joke there because the
なんか、
the kanji for heat and also for passion has the kanji for like heat. So it's like,
Oh, it's good symbolism and it works with the kanji. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm saying that like so netsu means also like heat, just your body heat.
Yes.
Or it could also be like a fever. So passion is kind of like almost like love fever in Japanese. So
that's a nice symbolism.
Or feeling fever. Yeah.
Feeling fever.
It's passion.
これも体も温める酒を作りたいなと思います。
まさに本当にサンドラさんを聞いてると、なんか新しい発見がたくさんあるんですよね。すごい新鮮。
So that was the first connection with this bottle. The second connection, when I started to dig more into the sake world, I was actually got more better. I was actually just promoting Nihonshu just by talk, because I was a bit more confident in the sake talking, what to say about it, how to make it beautiful, get some specific notes, but make it seem like it was believable to consumers to grasp the understanding, because I was actually connecting it to the wine world as well. And I was doing that for 2 years without tasting, just talking. But there was something missing in the way I was doing things and the way that I wanted to spread the love of sake. And I decided one day I will open a bottle and test it out. The first one I tasted was Yamahai, Sawahime Yamahai. So what I did,
これかな
yes,
赤
Yamaha,
いラベル
so
で。
you
うん
start.
これだよね。うん
So what had
ちょっと飲ん
happened?
でみようか。
そうそうそうだいぶタイプが違う。
So what had happened was there was a thing I was trying to solve. And I was thinking of my customer. I was thinking, customer come to the shop and they buy sake. You recommend. What happens if customer didn't like this sake that you recommend? So what I did, I experimented with a sake that not for the purpose of liking the sake, what would that feeling be like? And I wanted to see how I can change that feeling myself if I was that customer. But I didn't know what I was doing. It was just more like trial and error, right? So I tasted this and I actually just looked into discovering. This is no sake education that time. I haven't been, been taught anything. It was just going and connecting as well. And then I looked at different profile, like at cold and hot, because that time everybody knew sake had to be drunk hot, right? Nobody knew the idea about room temperature or cold temperature. So I actually, tested this sake, Yamaha Sawahime, at hot temperature, cold temperature, and room temperature. What I found was they were all different. And I'm thinking, this one bottle is all different. But to me, that still was confusing. I didn't know what that means, but it was interesting concept, how I could, grasp the understanding. If I bought this bottle and maybe I didn't like it when I first opened it, maybe if I change the temperature, I might like it this way. Maybe I change the temperature, I might like it this way. Therefore, when I spent $50 on a bottle, it not waste money. Most consumers buy sake, they don't like the taste, and then what they do, they, junk it, literally, which is a shame, right? But the interesting thing was, I wanted more data. I wanted to test it to the market. So I started to give tastings to customer. And my idea was just getting people to taste, what does they feel about this sake? And what I discovered was that there was more than one drinker in the world that I didn't know about. So there was red wine drinkers, there was beer drinkers, there were cocktail drinkers, there were whiskey drinkers, there were wine drinkers, there were gin, there were, scotch, whatever. But from the same sake, they say they liked it, but in a different way. So the idea was not to get them to say, yes, I really like it, but tell me, what were you feeling? Therefore, I started to absorb data this way from this bottle. So this opened my world, the start of my world. you can Master Hiroshi, arigato.
いや、ありがとう。いや、本当ね、今本当に言ってくれた通り、本当に温度によって味がもう本当に変わる酒を作りたい。特にね、低い温度だとジューシーな酸味がすっきりくるような酒であってほしいし、あったかい温度だと今度は酸味の押しというか味わいの深さ、広がりっていうのが広がるような、すごく濃厚なお酒になるし、もう本当にタイプが変わってくるんですよね。ホット酒よりもウォーム酒の方がいいと思うけどね。
His intention of making sake is, he wanted to make sake with show the different taste and, color of the taste depending on the, what kind of temperature is. Sometimes, the hot temperature, flourish in a different way. And then sometimes, sando, the sourness, acidity will, overwhelm.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
so that is his wish with his production of the sake.
Wow.
でも後味は軽いっていうのが実はポイントなんですけど、味がある。
But he just focusing on the, aftertaste has to be, extremely light, vanished right away. That is, how he makes sake.
There's Definitely.
いや、
How do you-
本当に
soothing.
ね、
は
後味が全くないというか、すごい
うん
スッと消えるから
ありがとうございます。
飲みやすいですよね。
これね
びっくりしちゃいます。
へー
どうやって作ってるんでしょ
Yeah.
ヤマハイっていうすごい昔ながらのトラディショナルな製法で作ってるんですよ。
Mm,
う。
自然の乳酸菌が降りてくるっていうのを待ったりするような、すごくじっくり時間をかけて作るんですけど、
うん
そこにちょっと僕たちのオリジナルを結構入れて、
うん
まあ、ただ余計なものは何も入れず、すごく昔ながらの自然なナチュラルな作り方に特化した、
Yeah,
そんなお酒
yeah,
なんです
just this one is, ancient recipe of sake, yet
mm.
just
Yes,
put
yes.
his own recipe.
His own spin
So
on
this
it.
is a
Yeah.
good integration of, his own recipe and then,
Mm,
old time recipe and then,
Yes,
Right.
hence
highlighting his originality with
that's really great to hear. And I'll put another
Mm.
question on that. I mean, Yamaha and Kimoto, as we know, is year starters, right? Actually, it's not very common to see these traditional sakes come into Australian market much. And the ones that I have in the range, I've got over 500 types of sakes in my shop, but only Sawahime have the Yamaha and Kimoto together only. That still shines after so many years. Kari, when I asked for Master Hiroshi in it, when he wanted to make this, what was he thinking when he was making Yamaha style?
どういったコンセプトで作ってるんですかね、このヤマハイ。何をね。
やっぱりすごく昔ながらの酒造りを今のやり方でやってみたらどんな味になるかっていうのがまず一つ。あとは一つね、自分がね、どんな料理と合わせるかっていうことをよく考えて酒作りするんですけど、これね、中華みたいなちょっと油っぽい料理をスッと酸で流して、すっきりさせるような、そんなお酒を作りたいなっていうことを、そんなお酒を作るのに、ヤマハイが一番方法的に良いんじゃないかなと思って作ったお酒なんですよね。
So first he wanted to, experiment kind of things with, with old ancient recipe with his modern recipe, the way of making. So what is going to be like, his Yamaha. And also another thing, he always think about what kind of food pairing will be shine with sake. And he's, just targeting, especially in the, kind of greasy Chinese food. Just to, rinse away all the oiliness inside your mouth. So yeah.
甘じょっぱいお料理とすごく相性に良くて、
Some sour, sweet and sour kind of, the food would be go so well with this Yamaha.
Or like Subuta toka.
豚の角煮とか、酢豚とか、ね。
Sweet and sour,
Subuta, sweet and sour pork or
greasy,
something.
yeah, pork.
焼き鳥だったら絶対タレ度が合うしね。うなぎの
焼き
蒲焼
鳥 with, 焼き鳥 with, the sauce, thick sauce, and
So
the
very
eel
thick,
with,
like very heavy,
like a shoyu,
Yes.
soy sauce, sweet.
This would go well with it.
taste.
A lot
オー
of
ストラリア
Chinese
だ
food,
と、
yeah.
いろんなところで照り焼きフードあるから、それと合わせると最高にうまいと思う。
He's thinking any kind of teriyaki food in the spread around Australia would be great.
Well, my fun pairing things that I done with Yamaha was with cheese. We've been pairing with in my classes Cabernet with this Yamaha, so cheese Cabernet, and we also steak, like barbecue steak, heavy, juicy, because Yamaha is very rich and actually breaks down the meat of the steak, which is quite maybe tough, but actually breaks it down and absorbs it much more faster and actually cleanses away any like greasiness, like the same way that Master Hiroshi was doing, or the greasiness, the oiliness, and just focus on the natural flavor of the meat, bring it out, make it more umami coming out with the meat and the sake together. Another thing also I played with heat, like very spicy heat. I did a show back in the day, and we were using the Korean hot ramen, the very hot ramen, and we were using Yamahai, and Yamahai was actually subduing the heat of the spiciness. Hence, Master Hiroshi was mentioning, Chinese food is good with Chinese food, and some Chinese foods are spicy. So Yamahai spicy goes well together because of the richness of Yamahai, the umami of the Yamahai, and how heavy it is, and the way it's been processed actually makes the heat subdued. Not say necessarily take away, but actually, marry it again with something else. It could be with the meat, could be with, whatever they're having, the hot spiciness with. So a lot of Sichuan cooking, a lot of, high oily foods as well. A lot of things can play with Yamahai, and it shines really well and doesn't be forgotten because of the way Yamahai is brewed. So just want to share that with Master Hiroshi as well. Yamahai is a great thing to pair with a lot of things, to tell the truth, but mostly I would say heavier foods, richer foods, even oilier foods, barbecue, charcoal, those sort of like smoky type of food. Oh, barbecue. A lot of customers come to the shop and they say, oh, can I pair this one with? I say, oh, barbecue, like hot charcoal barbecue. And I'm going to ask another question. Harry asked for Master Hiroshi. When he brewed this sake, does he know what kind of consumer will like his sake?
これお作りになるとき、どんな方に好まれるかっていうのをやっぱりなんか考えていらっしゃいましたかね。予想されてました。どんな人に好かれる酒というか。
うちのお酒の中で、正直な話、あんまり濃厚なお酒っていうのがなかったので。
Among his collection, he didn't have this much a rich body taste yet. Yeah.
So he doesn't have the idea of who would like his sake. そうか? Is that
ちょっと待って、まだ、still he's continuing.
Okay. Yeah.
どんな人がっていう。はい。
あったかいお酒を飲むっていう時にね、しっかり、味のしっかりしたお酒っていうのを僕なりの形で作ってみたかった。もともと僕、ヤマハイとかキモトって実はあんまり好きじゃなかった。昔のトラディショナルの酒ってあんま好きじゃなくて、理由がちょっとなんとか味が多すぎるというか、なんかちょっとくどすぎるというか、そういうところ正直感じてたので、じゃあ最初は作りたくないと思ってたんだけど、逆に自分が飲めるヤマハイとかキモトっていうのを挑戦してみようと思ったのがこの酒で、すごくね、僕にとっては結構な挑戦だったんだよね、最初はね。でもかなりだいぶ僕のアレンジっていうのが相当入ってきてるんで、ヤマハイで味があるんだけど、再三言うけど味が軽いっていうのはなかなかないスタイルだと思います。
すごいですよね。で、結局どういう方に飲んでもらいたいっていうのは、そういう自分に向けて作ったっていうことですよね。
正直最初はそうなの。最初は自分とか蔵人がみんなでこういうのがあったら面白いよねっていうところからスタート。でもその後に意外とアジア系の方が非常に喜んで飲んでくれるお酒なんだなっていうことをすごく感じました。今でも実際にシンガポールとかマレーシアとか台湾とかで結構好まれてるタイプの味なんですよ、この酒。
He first, tried to dedicate himself this sake. Inoue Hiroshi-san is, originally the person who didn't like Yamahai. And then he wanted to make a Yamahai which can satisfy himself. Not to too many, his concept of Yamahai is too many taste, too heavy, too thick. So he actually doesn't like that kind of sake, but he wanted to challenge the Yamahai, which can satisfy himself. Not, even those thickness, he still, some kind of, light finish or that kind of things.
Yes.
The sake, the Yamahai can, he really can love. And then, after that, he found, a lot of Asian people like a Singaporean, Malaysian, and the Taiwan people love his Yamahai. So, that is the things he discovered.
That's
その
interesting.
エリアのお料理って多分このお酒に合うタイプなんだろうなって。
So then he discovered later, those area, the food is a kind of, greasy and thick, and then, so much go
ちょっと
well
味
with
が強かったり、
his
オイリー
sake.
だったり、
Yeah.
若干ちょっと酸味が効いたり、スパイシーだったり。
Like a spiciness and the sourness, those area of Asian country have, the tendency of those, food go
So
well with this sake.
Yeah, I mean,
Yamahai.
it's like
His
it's like-
Yamahai.
yes, it's like Master Hiroshi's own sake journey with his own sake. So
Mhm,
he wanted to make Yamahai that he has to love first. That's all he cared about. But
mhm.
unexpectedly, it actually was appreciated by Singaporean, Malaysian, Taiwanese, China, and then the reason why is because of the foods that they love to enjoy in the hometown. When they drink Master Hiroshi's Yamahai, they were able to enjoy even more. So Master's own
Right.
personal sake Yamahai journey, even he had his own journey, even though he didn't know what to expect. Well, thank you. That's interesting. I never knew that.
Interesting.
Isn't it interesting? I mean, this is the ideas we want to, what do masters, think about when they create this sake? I mean, it just doesn't come in, I just want to make a Yamahai. They've got to be sort of like a journey as well. This brewers have a journey as well, and creative ideas come through this journey. So thank you, Master Hiroshi. That's my first time I hear that story.
And it's interesting that, like, the generation on generation, it's the little by little getting better and better and changing a little.
まあそれはあるよね。
Yeah.
それは少しずつ成功させていく。
でもすごいですよね。
毎年毎年何かしらちょっとでも成長すればいいなとは思ってますけど、ね。
でもこんなに作れるんですよね、思ったように。山ハイでもすっきり、ね、後味が全然スッとしてるっていうのが、ね、そういうふうに作れるっていうのがもう本当にすごいですね。
麹をね、すごくドライな環境で麹を作るっていうのがポイントだって最近気づいて、すごく乾燥した麹を作るんですよ。長い時間かけて。そうすると味があるのに後が軽いっていうタイプができるんですよね。
So he discovered lately, that when he make extreme dry koji, so the taste itself is, have a kind of presence, yet the taste also in the meantime, right? So he's discovering those kind of, how he can create this kind of, light taste, especially aftertaste by making, taking a longer time in making a koji.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
It's all the little elements that make such a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
The extra timing. I mean, I think koji, any process of the sake making production has a certain time frame, but you're just tweaking a little bit, just a little bit more. So I think not the standard koji time of making. Master Hiroshi has put a little bit extra time in the koji making to make it the way Yamahai is consistently every year. So it's very fascinating, the sake making production.
すごいですよね。やっぱり麹丁寧に作られてるんだ。
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. Like, the more I learn about the sake making process, the more layers there are.
It's not enough.
It's like peeling back an onion.
いや、そこに気づくのがすごいですよね。
Another
でも
layer.
いやいやいやいや。なんか同業者の蔵を見に行ってて、結構味が濃くて酸っぱい酒を作ってるメーカーと、すっきりと綺麗なお酒を作ってるメーカーと、何が一番違うのかなっていうことをいろいろ蔵の中を見て回ってたら、麹室の麹の作り方が一番違うんだなってことに気づいた。もっと言うと麹の室の環境、もっと言うと湿度が違う。
So he discovered this kind of the tip, visiting
Mm.
so many different breweries and
Breweries.
compares why this group of brewery sake is so sour and heavy, and this Kura group is so light taste. Then he
Yes.
noticed the humidity in a cozy room is so different.
部屋の温度が高いっていうのは一緒なんですけど、湿度っていうのは極端に違って、酸が多いとか味が濃いお酒を作ってるメーカーさんは結構湿度が高いんですよね。
Yeah, so high humidity Kura tend to produce, heavy and sour sake.
Yes, yes.
That's what he noticed. And then, yeah, so opposite things happen in a different group of brewery with light taste. Is, same temperature, but different, totally different humidity. Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes,
that is
yes.
his observation.
So are these other breweries, sorry to ask a question. Are these other breweries like choosing that? Are they like controlling that with like, or is it just it happens to be you notice that some are high humidity? Do you understand what my question?
やっぱりそういう、そういう蔵ごとにそこはもうご理解されてて、多分なんかそういう、
自然にそういう蔵を、自然にそういうものを伝統的に作ってる蔵もあれば、やっぱり考えてそうしてる蔵もあると思うし、それぞれだと思うんですよ。でも、それがどれが正しいとか、どれが正しくないっていう話ではないと思う。みんないろんなお酒があって、スタイルが、いろんなスタイルがあって、僕たちの世界も面白くなってくるんで、僕たちの考える僕たちのベストのお酒っていうのはこういうやり方。ただただ味が綺麗なんじゃなくて、味があるけど綺麗な酒っていうのを作りたかった。
So each single different brewery has a different, concept and then preference. So so we cannot say which is right, which is good, So only the different concept. So, but Master Hiroshi wanted to make there is the specific taste present. Yet the taste is not too heavy, just right, like rightness he preferred existing. Those kind of sake he wanted, make intentionally.
まあ、いろんなお酒正直作っているじゃないですか。いろんなタイプのお酒作ってるけど、やっぱり沢姫っていうブランド全体としての個性も作りたかった。まあ、もちろんそれが栃木のお米しか使わないっていうのが一つのこだわりでもあるんですけど、味の面では正直香りが高いものがあれば、香りが穏やかなものがあって、甘口があったら辛口があって、まあ、味が軽いものもあればヘビーなものもあって、いろいろその組み合わせでいろいろあるじゃない。その中でも、いろんな組み合わせがあっても、沢姫の変わらない普遍のポイントとして、後味の軽さっていうのだけは絶対出そう。もう2杯目より3杯目には美味しい。そういうお酒にはしようっていうふうにはしてます。
So, so he was within his brand, he has a, the all different, taste. Yet there is a, one color, like, the after lindiness is right, aftertaste is right. And then the sake you can appreciate, second helping and the third helping than the first, shot. So the kind of sake he just targeting all over his brand.
Yes.
As a brand tendency. Yet within that different taste, of course, existing.
Of course. Hence, you can see how many I've got of Master Hiroshi. And I was like saying to you, Jared, it's not easy. Actually, it's not easy to keep all brands consistent and sell every year. But with Master Hiroshi brand, I've been doing it for the last 10 years, the same range. And I actually vouched to make sure that I had his whole range in Australia. That was how prominent I was with his brand. I'm loving it. believing it, but also I double checked as well, according to what Wakari said, how the taste has to be still that light taste, but they're all different, because if we have a whole range of sake brands, but if each sake was just similar to each other, it actually makes no sense to have so many styles, so many brands, right? And actually there's one missing, but I purposely didn't want to put that in because I found much more better in Master Hiroshi range that this didn't need to be in there. It become a redundant. So I have, you know, the yeast starter styles. They were all, the Kimoto and the Yamahai are different taste. Then also have Ginjo styles, but then also another Ginjo style. This one is different. And then they're actually, sorry, they actually are like both different, and I made sure it was because when I tasted it was different. This is a Ginjo Jumai Ginjo. Well, this is also a Ginjo, but it's a premium Jumai Ginjo. Now, for a normal person, it means nothing. They probably think it's going to be different. But if it was not, if it's just the same, you know, maybe rice or same process, because Ginjo style is the same, it makes no sense why we have another Ginjo next to a Ginjo. So I was very selective. I have to be because of the customer, and also want to make sure consistent sale every year with the same brand. So Ginjo, I have them both. They sell both differently, but to different consumer. This consumer, yeah.
I was just going to say, what's the difference in the consumer?
What's the difference?
Fascinating. What kind of different consumer buys which?
I'll go with these two because I was actually waiting for Master Hiroshi to see if he actually know what kind of drinkers will love this sake. But I'm talking about actual type of drinker. In the question of Yamahai, red wine lovers love this sake because I've been promoting this brand for 10 years. Every time a red wine lover will buy Yamahai, always. Now, in terms of this question, how we've got two different consumers. This is actually drier than this one. This is actually sweeter than this one. The yeast, you know, fermentations is different to this one. So that is why the profile will be different, but they're still the same style. Because that back in the day, when Master Hiroshi actually never introduced this one the first few years when he introduced the sake range. The first range was actually, I think, only 1, 2, 3 that time when Master Hiroshi first introduced sake to me. I think 1, 2, 3 types. We only had maybe 3 or 4 types that time. So I started to keep on looking at Master Hiroshi's range, and I wanted to keep on collecting because I said I want to have pretty bottles, one brand, you know, in the shelf, you know, try to sell it for him. Then he got introduced these two. They came the same time. They're both premium. There was another one. There was another one called White Color Tokubitsu, but it was totally, when you taste Tokubitsu Jumai and this one, it's like redundant. There's no point having in that range. It would make the range become confusing. So in terms of the fact, like when these two came out, this is more drier, this is more sweeter. So it actually suits, you know, white wine lovers. Yeah. But this is sweeter and fruitier. Actually suits, to me, when I tasted it out, Moscato lovers. Whenever people tasted this one, they were saying, oh, it's so fruity and sweet. So whenever they had this profile, I will introduce premium Jumai Ginjo to those consumers because they will resonate with that more. But this one's more to the dry white wine drinkers like Chardonnay, always Chardonnay, or even gin drinkers. Like the very like light botanical gin drinkers, not the straight drinkers, very, you know, they like that pureness sort of thing. So what I wanted to mention is because there's a drinker in every sake, else why would I have so many range? Because like there is a different, I see a different drinker in every sake. So this one is probably, you know, more for, it's like still the Moscato range, but it's more like in that still that fruity sense, but more like maybe Merlot. Yeah, the small Merlot consumers. It's different to the Moscato. Moscato like it tangy, sweet and bouncy, juicy. Yes. So, and another thing is, it was really interesting. It was the first time I tasted something like this in my range. Most the sakes were not having that same profile because I was very sensitive with my palate tasting different sakes. Once I opened Yamahai, it went all loose, break loose. Jared, I just tasted a lot of different sake to try and see the difference. So, and what I found was each of them were different.
Yeah.
すごい。全部。
まあ、
Amazing.
純米吟醸の2種類の違いっていうのは、緑の昔ながらの純米吟醸っていうのは、まあ、トラディショナルな純米吟醸を辛口のすっきり系の純米吟醸を突き詰めた形で今作ってる感じ。もう一つのプレミアムの方は、香りの面でフルーティーな香りとか、口当たりで柔らかさを乗せた、今のモダンな感じで新しくリニューアルしたタイプっていう形で突き詰める。だからそういう違いがある。だから、すごくクラシックとモダンっていう感じですかね。
So green ginjo is more like a, classical, the taste he pursue, and then modern, the other one is modern. What he called the modern ginjo is more light, and then he just concentrate the modern concept.
純米吟醸、本当にいろいろやっぱり今一番人気のあるカテゴリーだと思うんですよ、日本酒の世界の中で。その中でやっぱり一つで完璧なものを一つに落とし込むことはちょっと難しかった。で、その中で、やはり二つに分岐させることはやっぱり僕たちにとってはすごく正解だったかなとは思っています。全然違ったタイプのね、沢姫らしさは持ってるんですけど、全然違った品質の商品。
So, let's ask Master Hiroshi his sake brewer journey with Junmai Ginjo. How did he come about making it? I think it's to do with food for sure, but I would love him to share that, Kari.
もうちょっとじゃあなんかそのお食事との合わせ方とかそういったものを教えていただけますか、それぞれのね
簡単に言うと
純米吟醸で。
緑の純米吟醸は和食との相性がすごくいいです。寿司、
So classical the green type of
天ぷら。
純米吟醸 is typical Japanese food, good to accompany.
どちらかというと風味を生かしたような、まあ、日本そばとかね、焼き
Something
魚、
like a soba or grilled fish.
あとはまあ刺身、まあ、寿司とかも天ぷらもそうなんですけど、
ですね。
まあそれじゃなくて緑のラベルの商品なんですけどね、サンドラさんのやつ。
これじゃないか。
He was talking
Sorry,
about
this one is sorry, my mistake.
I
This
think
one.
so. I was thinking
特別純米酒。特別純米酒。
So this is Tokubetsu Junmaishu. So Master Hiroshi was talking about this one, or was he talking about this one?
吟醸、吟醸。
Ginjo. So he was saying sashimi?
刺身とかに合うのはもう完全にその緑のやつだよね。
Green is more like typical Japanese food. 純米吟醸。グリーン純米吟醸。
なんとなく実はうちのお酒ってね、ラベルの色ってね、お酒の味のイメージから来てる。だから
緑はどういうイメージですか？
なんというか、竹筒で飲んだら美味しそうな酒っていうか、爽やかな、すっきりした色です。
So his sake color of the bottle is his imagination of the taste. It's like he imagined like a bamboo blue. So it's like the sake.
Yes.
Pour the bamboo and then drink. The kind of image is.
例えば、赤い山灰っていうのはなんとなくワイルドでちょっとなんとか情熱的な感じの味がするような。
Well, it makes sense. I mean,
it's more passion, energetic, wild sake.
黄色はね、ちょっとマイルドな感じがあるでしょ
Yellow is mild.
Mm.
Yes. The color makes a difference on the symbolism as well, right? I mean, we it makes sense of like not talking about the way the brewing of the sake, but the labeling choice is really another concept of connection of how Master Hiroshi has connected his love of the sake, how he's brewed the taste, but then what is the symbolism with the color? I mean, I love the colors. And, when I actually saw that blue bottle that Kari has, and I was saying to her, oh, that's going to be the next one coming to Australia. I don't have any. There's no blue. I need my rainbow colors, you see. So I've got, yellow, red, pink, white, green. We're going to need a blue. And so that sort of thing. Oh, I want to say another story. I think it was Master Hiroshi. Master Hiroshi is last time you tell me the story about the oyster. With this one, you have a big group and you drink in the shell. You told everybody to drink the sake and the oyster together. That's your story, right? Or is that another story?
本当だよね。それ、今、海外のオイスターバーにそれ持ってくとすごい人気なんだ
It's
よ
a true
ね。
story. I knew it
Yeah,
was
so
from him.
much popular, when he brought his, green bottle to the oyster bar in overseas.
オイスターバーって結構辛口のスパークリングとか、そうね、辛口のスパークリングワインとかシャンパンで生牡蠣食べてるケースが多いんですけど、なんかそのお酒をちょっとおすすめする、辛口のその10枚以上おすすめすると、なんか、なんだこれはって、生臭くないとかね、すごくびっくりされるっていうか、ちょっと驚きを持って、
Everybody in the oyster bar was so astonished with green bottle.
Yes.
They used to so much drink with dry sparkling wine or just a dry wine, but so much fishness vanished with his ginjo.
As oyster is quite a quiet taste for a lot of consumers anyways as well. Even still, people are still scared of oyster, right? Because of the sliminess, the feeling like it's raw, it's the fishness, the flavor of the sea is a bit, an acquired taste, and people feel a bit scared to eat oyster, right? But the ginjo, I mean, especially Master Hiroshi Sawahime Jumai Ginjo, when you eat the oyster, then you drink it together, there's nothing there. It just goes down. It just goes down. You can taste the freshness of the oyster, still alive there, but there is nothing, no edge, no wrong thing there, if that makes sense. There's no wrong thing there. Hence, I remember this story from Master Hiroshi, and I said, I'm pretty sure it was Master Hiroshi tell me the story about going to the oyster bar, and he said, in the shell, pour the sake inside the shell, and everybody drink it like that. And I've been telling all my customers the story. That's why people were not scared to try oyster when Sawahime Jumai Ginjo was there, and he's always shining with Jumai Ginjo. His sake the most, I would say. Not many ginjos I find that always pairing with oyster really shines properly, other than Master Hiroshi Sawahime Ginjo. So very interesting concept as well. And one more. So, champion.
いや、大吟醸。よく持ってるね。
You have all.
今ね、それちょっと完売しちゃってなくて、今回、香織さんに送れてないんだけど。
So it's already gone, and then there is no bottle left to send me.
Oh, you
で
don't
も
have
す
any
ごい
more.
ですよね。
You've got the blue bottle. I've got the black bottle, but
そのブルーボトルはついこの間できたばっかりで、それで今回送れた
Brand new. これは美味しいですね。
これ去年ね、やっぱり世界一になったお酒だったんで。
This one, world champion sake last year.
で、あんまり自分で言うのもちょっとあれなんですけど、実はさっきサンドラさんが出してくれた黒いお酒も12年前にアイドバリシのチャンピオンになった。
Yeah, he got a 2 times IWC champion.
Yes.
So just as Jumai Daiginjo Sandra has is also first time IWC champion, and this is the second. So rare, right?
It is rare.
Again.
I mean, that time when, in terms of how we got different styles of sake, right? But then the next step was that quality sake, like high premium sake, right? And that was a total different world. I didn't know what that world was because we've just been playing with junmai or junmai ginjo, that sort of style. But then this was the first sake that made me understand, oh, that's what it is. That's high premium quality sake. And the interesting tale with this one with Master Hiroshi, he actually did an event with this sake in an expedition in Perth. And I just came in just to watch him, support him and all that. Then people were not coming to his booth. And what I did, I was thinking, this is not right. People should say hello to Master Hiroshi. So I went inside the booth and I literally told people to come to the booth and try Master Hiroshi sake. And that's the first time we tasted this one. And everyone said, oh my God, it's so smooth. It's so delicious. And then everybody started to, want to taste the champion sake, Daiginjo. And then Master Hiroshi was like thinking, oh, people are coming. So he was actually walking around and, having a break for the first time to, sort of think, I was standing the fort for a while, but that was okay for me because I just wanted to help Master Hiroshi promote his brand. So, and we have a show here. This last year, we did the Good and Food and Wine show. It's like a wine show in Australia. And I sold all of Master Hiroshi's range. The most fastest selling one was Champion. Everybody was asking for Champion on that day for those first 3 days. So we sold out, 2 cartons of Champion just on 3 days alone. So, yeah.
すごいですね。
ごめんなさい
I'm
ね。
so impressed.
時計がうるさくてごめんね。
Sorry, I apologize. The noise of clock.
Okay, that's time.
いや、
Well,
で
that's
も
about.
これも
Oh, that
面白
one.
そうですよね。8割5分ってね、
ちょっと
すごい
There's a story behind that one, but let Master Hiroshi talk about it first.
サンドラも知ってるお酒だからもうこれ。ぜひ、かおりさん飲んでみてください。
飲んでみます。
You can. I have an old one on the top.
かなり
First one.
今までと毛色が違います。
毛色が違う。この色も違いますよね。
色も違いま
So
す。
this is an old one.
持ってるだ。
香りも。
蜂蜜とか醤油みたいな香りとかもするんだよね。
これは美味しいですね。で、こ
You
れ
can
も
try it, and I will share with you the story after you try
美
it,
味しい。
Master Hiroshi.
これって何に合うんですかね。
ブルーチーズ合わせると最高です。
チーズ。
ブルーチーズ。
Blue
ブ
cheese.
ルーチーズ。ああ、そういうことですね。
ラム肉とかね。
ラム。
ラム肉とか、まあちょっと癖のあるお肉系とか。あとは
ゲームですね。
今まで日本酒が合わせることが難しかったエスニック系のフード。
スパイシーエスニックフード。like a Singaporean food.
ラクサとか、ああいう相手お料理。
ラクサ？そうなんだ。
Creamy and like rich foods. This one even can go.
意外とオーストラリアとかだと、なんて言うんだろう、よくゲームミートって言って、なんかちょっと鳩のお肉とか、ちょっとそういうタンパクな
ジビエじゃないかな。
癖があったりするようなお肉とかを、なんか独特のジャムみたいのをつけて食べたりするような、そういうお料理とかあったりするらしいんですけど、もうそれに合わせるんだったら、ワイングラスで常温でこれしかないよね、みたいなことよく言われる。
Some of the food like, game meat, like a pigeon.
Yes.
How can I say?
With
the jam?
Pigeon,
with
kangaroo.
jam.
Oh,
That
okay.
kind of, the
Gamey meats. Yeah,
gamey meat.
Yes.
With,
So, like
sweet
goat,
jam,
lamb, goat,
lamb.
kangaroo.
Not the kangaroo, not the kangaroo.
No, not the kangaroo. Well, it's kind of gamey as well. But
Gamey
it's very,
is
very,
good.
very heavy type of, even like wagyu as well, but more gamier meats sort of thing because of that rich complexity, to actually break it down. I remember Master Hiroshi just sent to me this sake, and he say, Sandra, try. but that time not sell yet, just try. It was his prototype. And I was so amazed. The taste was very full at room temperature, I think we had at cold temperature, we're very full, but then finish was
Yeah,
gone.
that is,
It was cut.
his.
That's his style.
そうだね、日本酒のね、古酒の味とタイプ的には似てるんだけど、古酒の味だと、ちょっと余韻がすごく長いタイプが多くて、あれはちょっとなかなかお料理と合わせにくいなってちょっと思ってて、その古酒のテイストは僕は嫌いじゃないんですけど、その古酒のテイストを後味軽く飲ませる工夫っていうのどうにがあるかなと思って、こういうお酒ができたっていうか。
So his concept, he likes the taste itself of aged sake,
Yes.
matured sake, yet he doesn't like, too long and after lingering, after taste. So he just wanted to, make possible with, the taste is similar to Koshu kind, but somehow, the aftertaste is clear cut.
Yes.
Then this type sake born. Was born.
So it's not koshu soka. It's definitely not koshu.
No,
right?
no.
It looks like koshu
そんなに
though.
長くは置いてない。
It's
Because
not
like,
that much long maturing time.
ちょっと長く置きたいんだけど、在庫がなくなる。
Because it's so popular, cannot be
い
kosher.
やいや、
soka.
あんまり作ってる量も多くないんで。
And then the quantity he make is, only the small quantity.
Small quantity, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes. Hence, that time it was called his prototype. The bottle said prototype. And he said, Sandra, try it and let me know what it tastes like. And I was so fascinated by it. But also the fact of the color. It was not white. It was golden. Well, this is dark. I've matured this one already. I don't know what it's going to taste like. But like Kari's one is very golden. Now, can ask Master Hiroshi why this gold color come out if it's not very aged? Why is it so gold?
なんでこんな色になっちゃってるんですかね、その古酒じゃないのに。
通常のお酒よりも、麹を通常の4倍以上使ってるのね。普通は純米酒作るときって 20% ちょいぐらいの麹と 80% 近くの蒸し米で作ったりするんですけど、これのお酒の場合 85% の麹米と 15% の蒸し米で作ってるんで、お酒自体がもうアミノ酸とか糖分とかいろんなのが詰まったエキスの塊みたいになってるんですよね。
So this sake is so rich in a koji. Normally, the koji ratio versus steamed rice is 20% is a koji, and less of the 80% is a steamed rice. But 85% でしたっけこれは。
そうです。
85% koji, and the rest of the 15% is steamed rice. So much in ekis, so much, so much, taste is condensed because so rich.
Yes.
反応としては、プリンの上に乗ってるカラメルみたいな、ああいうメイラード反応みたいな、ああいうのが自然に起きてて、色がついてるんで、樽の色とかではないです。
This is not from the color from cask, wood cask or anything. It's just like, caramel on the top of the pudding. The kind of, Maillard of,
Wow.
symptom.
We can put this on ice
まあちょっと
ring.
難しいんだけど、ただね、出来上がった時から結構色は濃いです。ただ、すごく折りが出るんだよね、最初絞った直後っていうのは。もう全体に折りが出て、その折りを沈めて上澄みだけの綺麗な部分を取るのに1年間かかっちゃうんだよね。
So, he have to take 1 year. So to take off the clear part, because, this kind of sake produce a lot of, the kind of, 折ってなんて言うんでしたっけね。The
これってなん
kind
て言うん
of
だろうね。
sediment.
Yeah, so
Sediment.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of things have to get rid of. Yeah. So getting rid of sediment takes
Take
him
time.
1 year. 1 year.
1 year.
うん。
自然に
So
沈ませるのに時間かかる。
So
Eh,
he doesn't wanna, he just wanted, take off only the clear part naturally,
Yep.
mm,
no
Yep.
chemically or anything. So
mm,
just wait.
Yes.
wow.
折り下げ剤とか
So,
使わないっていう
Uwe
こと
Karatori.
ですよね。
うん
うん。
Mm.
降りてくるのを待つっていうことですよね。綺麗に。
時間かかる、時間かかる。
うん。そう。
ということ、上から取る。
っていうか、下に
溜まって、
うん
上の部分だけをホースでスーッとサイフォンで抜
ああ、
き取る。
やっぱり上からね。
So he just to take off, the clear part by the, the tube on the hose.
ああ、
And
な
then
る
ほ
the,
ど。
the bottom part is a sediment.
Yes, sediment.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he just, cannot take. So that kind of,
So you
things
take
take
filter out like
natural
a
time.
hose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
natural with the hose, that sort of thing. So a
Mm.
different
Wow.
process, definitely. And of course, that's why very rare, isn't it?
Rare and
Because it takes a long
precious.
time.
Yeah.
Wow.
あとね、結構それドライフルーツとかも合うんだよね。ミックスナッツとか、ナッツ系とか、そうだね。ドライフルーツとかもすごく合うんで、ドライプルーンとかも一緒に飲んで合わせてもらうと。あとは、
Just try with the dry fruits,
バニラアイスの
vanilla ice, and the nuts. Yeah, this kind of food pairing is amazing.
We did it with ice cream.
今、
ice cream.
台湾の業者さんがこれでアイスクリーム作ろうとしてる。
We just pour
Wow.
One
pour it on
of
the
the,
ice cream.
ice
Wow.
cream maker try to use this, sake
Wow,
with
really?
ice cream in Taiwan.
台湾で販売したい。日本のメーカーが作ってるみたいだけど。
It would definitely be very caramel-like. But what we did in Perth last time for fun, we asked the restaurant to get ice cream, and then we had Jumai Gold, and then Master Hiroshi just said pour it inside the ice cream. Oh,
Wow.
so delicious because it was caramel taste, and you got vanilla, right? So vanilla and the Jumai Gold, although it's very, very rich, becomes caramel-like, as you know, toffee-like, right?
Wow.
So it actually caramelized the vanilla, making it creamier and more tangier, but actually more umami came from in ice cream with Jumai Gold. We also
いつか
paired
サン
it
ドラさんの
with
イベントでもやったね。
in another
Sugurashi.
another dish we did a dessert as well. It was with amosumantan jelly in the Saigon Master Hiroshi. So we had two combinations. We had the asotaman jelly, the flour jelly, a Chinese jelly, and then we had a makura, liqueur to give you that creamy, like a Bailey taste. And then we had the Jumai Gold to drink together. So it was an interesting pairing we did with one of our Chinese, restaurant degustation when Master Hiroshi came to Perth. There was a video about it. So good times.
うちのお酒でフードペアリングをやったりするときには、だいたい最後の、なんて言うんだろう、食後酒っていうか、デザートとかと一緒に飲むような、そういう位置づけで使ってることが多いかな。このお酒に。
Mostly they use, for the food pairing, like a desserts.
Yes.
デザートワインみたいな。
Pairing, like a dessert wine or dessert sake.
It's easy for desserts, easily. Chocolate, cheese, pudding. Yeah, something sweet is easy with this rich, complex type of sake. But you also could do with like boiled meats as well with, sweet sauce as well, because the meats will be, I think last time we did try as well, it was very beautiful taste, the lovely richness of the Jumai Gold and the meat as well. But a lot of people don't know what to pair this sort of sake with because of its unique taste. So it's interesting. I think
すごい
that's
ですね。でもね、I'm so amazed. The technique, he can modify, he can make
Yes.
come true, what he think in a mind, put in each sake. So that
having
is
some now.
amazing skill. Yeah.
That is why, I mean, like I said, one brand to have so many different types shine differently, and the story behind it and his own personal sake brewer journey to create that masterpiece is just so amazing. And we don't hear these stories, we just talk about the style of sake, but what happened when Master tried to create this beautiful sake. Thank you very much, Master Hiroshi, for sharing. Do you have any other questions, Jared, Kari-san? Paul, would you like to ask a question before we finish off, the episode? I think we went a bit over time. Too much. Did you have anything,
maybe
Jared?
a little bit. No, that I've learned a lot today about the
本当に楽
temperature,
しか
the
った。
koji, the
す
amami.
ごいですよ
いやい
ね。
やいや、もう。
美味しか
So
っ
many
た。
different types.
いやどうです。
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say I really want to
Yeah.
try that Junmai Gold now.
Oh, Master
あー
Hiroshi, you have to
覚えてね。
send one. Is there any more? Still more there? It's rare. No, definitely interesting. I mean, when I first tasted that Junmai Gold, it was a very interesting taste, but I loved the concept how it was shut off, because you see the color itself, right? It's so rich. It's oh, this is going to be so powerful, right? Our eyes are already like thinking this is going to be so powerful, but as you taste it, it was just so amazing. It was just it just like that, just clean cut. It was just so beautifully enjoyed, and you
美
can
味
just
しいですよ
do
ね。
so much, and it has that umami. Umami is really there. It tastes it, puts on your tongue there. It makes you salivate more. It makes you think of what is interesting about it, that sort of thing. So yeah, great, lovely to really share about Junmai Gold and all the stories, of course. So Paul, would you like to ask any questions? Just asking Paul wanted to ask any questions.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I've enjoyed listening to you all. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and yeah, congratulations on your success. I wasn't sure what to expect listening in, so yeah, well done, well done.
Thank you, Paul. I'm glad you enjoyed the episode and us chatting about beautiful sake range from Master Hiroshi from Tochigi Prefecture.
す
Thank
ごい
you
で
very
すよ
much.
ね。
ヒロシさん、栃木県のどの辺で住んでるんですか？
宇都宮です。
私も宇都宮昔に住んでました。
本当ですか、ポールさん。ポールさんですね。
そうですね。私も今まだ東京にいるでも、宇都宮の
宇都宮いらっしゃってください、本当に。
新理公園知ってます？
わかります、わかります。さすがによく知ってますよ。
はい、その近くで私昔でゴルフ場で買いました。だから
自転車のレースとかやるのすごかったですね、じゃあね。
そうですね、その間でゴルフ場と新理公園の間でいつまで。すみません、今日もよろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。ぜひね、来ていただければ、こうやって試飲できる場所があるのね。
うわ、すごい。
いいね。
ぜひ、ね、お
Oh,
忙しいとこ。
無料で
he's
試飲
got
でき
his
るんで。
own machines there.
Oh.
He's done a lot of renovation. I mean, that wasn't there before when I went there last time to his brewery. So you can actually taste the sake in the chocolate cup. Well, for visitors, coming into his brewery, to his kura, they can taste his sake inside the sake tasting shop there.
It's a good location. I was just saying, I actually I lived in Utsunomiya 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I was actually brought to Japan by Goldman Sachs to buy real estate, and so I know exactly where he is actually. Well, I wasn't sure he was in Tochigi, but yeah. So just quickly, if it helps you guys, my wife is actually a sake sommelier and is from Nagaoka. And 奥さん長岡の出身でも長岡からもう土地をちょっと山方面で我々もう何年前に酒のブランドも作るつもりでも会社辞めてじゃないでもちょっと休憩して、もう1年前ですね、アメリカの方がちょっと講座を作って我々が今ヨーロッパ人今ちょっと探してる 吉永川と久保田と越名城、多分その3つが知ってると思いますし、
本当ですか。
でも味基本的には決めてでも、今年の7月からロサンゼルスでちょっとブランドを紹介する。その時に、まだ別の桜で今探してるから、ぜひまた後でメールとそれもらったら、まだたまには会いましょうか。
今日本当ありがとうございます。本当に来ていただいて。
いや、すいません。お疲れ様です。まだ今度で一緒に餃子一緒に食べましょうか。
ぜひ、餃子いっぱい紹介しますよ、さらに。
はい。
So,
sorry about that. Yeah, it's, please feel free to share my details or keep in touch. But we're building a brand, and we've been through a fantastic process last year. The come out of Nagaoka, we have some government support up there, the prefecture and also the city of Nagaoka. And if you're not aware, Nagaoka is home to the second largest number of sakuras. Number one is Kyoto. With 18, Kyoto has 19. So the prefecture is very much behind it. Yeah, I think it's a very exciting time. So yeah, let's all keep in touch. I really enjoyed listening to your experiences. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul, for sharing. And since you're saying you're starting your own like kura, happy for you to come on board and share that when you can. We'd love to hear that as well. Appreciate that.
Yeah, sure. We'll go live in July. So until then, we're keeping it pretty much a little bit in confidence. It's it'll launch in Los Angeles.
Nice.
Purely for the American market, and then New York will be the following year. So we'll basically just please.
Congratulations.
That's
Congratulations.
exciting.
Yeah.
We'll see.
If you need any help with digital marketing, that's what I'm doing.
My normal 9-to-5 job is I'm with SoftBank. So
okay, right.
But I can get you a job if you want. Just reach out. So
Sweet.
でもすいませんね、日本語で皆さんお疲れ様でした。ちょっとずっ
あり
と聞いて
がとうござい
すごい
ま
面白
す。
かった。
すごいですよね。
じゃあ
こんな日本語堪能な方が入ってくれるとは。
いや、ぜ
なんだ
ひ今度、時が聞いたら、まだぜひ連絡してください。私の LinkedIn プロファイルで探してフォローします。ありがとうございます。今日はありがとうございました。
ねえ、お忙しいとこ本当にありがとうございました。
Thank you so much, Paul. Really appreciate you sharing. Thanks a lot. Well, sake lovers, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope you enjoy our stories with Master Hiroshi and about his range. We do get chat a little bit, but I hope the information and what we were chatting about was really, interesting for you. Like I said, if you are watching the replay of this, please do, throw your questions in. We definitely will answer them or get Master Hiroshi to answer them on our behalf as well. So there is no questions that, we're not able to answer for you, even though you are not joining us tonight. But I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you again for more Sake Guardians live show. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. お疲れ様でした。
どうもありがとうございました。いや、本当今日ありがとうございました。